Hi, this video is about the ScholarAI ChatGPT plugin. This is by request on the channel, and also when you go into the list of the plugins in ChatGPT, you can sort it by the most popular. Here, I'll show you, and it lists, let's go to the plugin store. If it'll load, it lists this as one of the most popular ones. So by popular, perfect prompts, that was a weird one. I tried working with that. It didn't seem to really, maybe I just didn't know how to use it, but unlock, this is listed as on the page of the most popular. So I suspect several other people are interested in this one. So first what I did was I asked it what it can do. And it's designed to basically for scientific literature, to search the abstracts, to get the full text. It does. You can do a little bit more with it. I'll show you that in a second. But these two features kind of have a lot of flexibility, it seems like. So first, I did please search abstracts for latest on artificial intelligence language models. Please list 10. The first time I did this, it errored out. Just kind of doesn't really say anything. And then I tried just write again a minute later. And it seemed to work with the exception of it did not list 10, it just listed 5. I don't know if that's a limitation of the plugin or not. But it did actually list them, and if I click through to them, they all go to the same. If you look in the bottom left, doi.org. Now what I could do is I could go to Google and search site:/doi.org, large language models, and see what comes up. I could even filter for, let's see, there's a tool, I could filter for very recent. So let's do past month to filter that out, so we could get maybe better results, maybe not quite as good results. But the thing about this is that it actually does pull the information in to ChatGPT, and so you can actually ask questions about it. When you do, whoops, wrong screen. And you'll see when here, what I did was, please give me the full text of paper 5 above. It errored, and then it did it correctly the second time, and you can see it's actually pulled the full set of text into here. So it gives a summary, or not a summary, it gives an extract of what's going on in there. Maybe an extract's not the right word. It pulls out a quote. You can see this is listed in quotes of what's going on in there. And this is just part of the text. You can click here for the full text, which takes me to the PDF. There's a separate link actually from the dio.org for the whole paper. Now, additionally, what I did was I looked in here to see if there was something that I could find something in the paper. Actually, I went directly to that first link up above and try to find something that wasn't in this to see if it would actually pull it from the text. And it did. So they didn't have anything in gbert here. So I wanted to see if it was pulling it directly from here or if it could actually pull from here. And it did. So it did actually pull something about gbert. Was it gbert? Yeah, gbert here. And so it actually answered a question on that. I didn't even have to call the model again because I think it's already part of the chain. So what you can do is you can actually pull papers in kind of directly with this plugin and then ask questions about that, and it should be actually pretty good about that. And that is something that would be a lot harder to do, I think, with a Google search. So, you know, the initial, hey, give me some papers on this topic, Google's pretty good at that. But then the follow-up of, okay, let's actually talk about what's going on in the paper. This is pretty cool because it essentially pulls the full paper. Again, it looks like the full text of the paper here. Like, this is pretty big. Maybe. Oh, it's just one chunk. I wonder if that's the whole paper. Let's see. Descriptive analysis of cohorts. Here's what we'll do. Let's go up to here. I'm gonna click through to this, and I'm gonna see how far down. Table 2, descriptive. So it doesn't look like it pulled in the full text. So let's actually go down to, see if we can find something. Yeah, because this is a really long paper, so clearly that wasn't the full text. Let's see what happens if I try to ask a question about something that maybe is lower down in here. So I'm going to find this. So you can see on the left all the different places that it has the prolonged LOS. But let's see at the very end. So I'm going to ask, this is pretty deep into the paper, I'm going to actually ask what the MastLM and Prolonged LOS were designed for. There is a hit up here on that, but it doesn't seem, it seems a little bit more like a reference and less like actually telling us what it does. So, let's go to the end. What was it designed for? What are designed for? Let's kind of see what kind of response it gives us. So I started a new thread with just GPT-4, and I asked it what these things were designed for, to see kind of maybe if it already had it in its context. It seems like it's theorizing on this, and it doesn't actually know. And additionally, okay, it's not loading the conversation. There we go. Actually, it looks like refers to prolonged length of stay in the context of the MedBERT study. Let's actually see if we can do. I wonder if it's in this text here. Actually, it says chunk 1 is full text. This is definitely not the full text. It's a very long total chunk number 6. I wonder if it's not showing the other chunks. Just open this in Notepad, and what we're going to do is we're going to search for prolonged length of stay. So it doesn't actually have that in there. I wonder if total chunk number 6, I wonder if it's not showing the rest of the chunks, because it does seem to be answering questions differently than if it hadn't pulled it in. But it doesn't appear to have actually pulled it directly into there. And that's it. Let's assume, I think that this seems likely that it is actually referring to the full length of the article of the study, which is pretty great, because these things can be very dry, very long, and maybe you don't need to get the answer that you're looking for. Maybe you don't need the whole study. Maybe you need a summary of the study, which would be pretty good. Actually, let's ask it for a summary. Okay, so we copied the full thing, so we're going to do, let's see, please summarize the full article blank. See what it does there. I'll pause while it thinks. Oh, it's using ScholarAI. Curious. Okay, this is really interesting. I wonder if it didn't pull it in fully before, because now it appears like it pulled in chunk 2. It pulled in chunk 3, and all the way down to chunk 6. So this is pretty great, actually, because these are very long, and I can envision, being able to do more. That it actually, gets the key information, and maybe if you really, really want the detail, you can go in. You can go in and get the exact details, search through it. But I really like this. I think that this could also be, if there's a highly technical paper with a lot of jargon, what we can do is rephrase the summary above as in the simplest, please, terms possible. Talk to me like I'm a 12-year-old. So it's doing a pretty good job here. This is definitely much more plain and easier to understand language. It's got even a little bit of personality to it. So this is pretty useful. I could imagine if you are in the education or research field, or otherwise work for a university, you could probably go through a lot more papers and eliminate ones that maybe I don't know how many. If you've read a bunch, I'm sure there's some where you read them and you're just like, that didn't really, like a summary would have done just fine. There were no good details in there, maybe not. But I imagine that you could go through more papers and eliminate some and get a summary of it and get kind of the information you needed with this in a much faster fashion. But this is not exactly my specific use case, although I do think that I will use this actually for some AI papers and see how it goes. and I don't have a specific need for that right now, so this is a little bit more theoretical. Hopefully this is helpful. Let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe if you like awesome AI videos and you want to stay up to date and hear some of the coolest stuff. Then subscribe for more videos. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.